Hey YouTubers, I'm here today to review the SV650. Mine happens to be a 2002 model. I just picked it up a couple of weeks ago and haven't really had a chance to ride it. But we're taking it for one now. It's a beautiful day and couldn't be better. I did have to change the tyres on it. It had the original tyres on from new. It had only done 12,000 kilometres. So they were looking pretty scary, even though they were still warrantable. I put some Dunlop qualifiers on it, and this is my first ride on those tyres. Put them on about 2 hours ago, in fact. So I have to take it a little easy. But yeah, why did I buy an SV650? I have an SV1000 already, and you think I'd be happy with that? Well, I am. But I've seen a lot of clips on YouTube, and I have a friend who has an SV650, and it just seemed like a good buy. Had to stop at this gas station here and put some air in the tyres. The thing was handling like a boat, so I put the air pressure up to 36 in the front and about 38 in the rear, and man, what a difference. It's back to being sharp and nimble. Anyway, this little bike, yeah, I love it. It's a great little piece of kit. The seating position is fairly tight. I'm a big lad though, but it's generally quite comfortable. I can quite happily sit on the thing for a tank of gas and run it out, though I do like to take a few stops. I'm getting old now, over 50. In comparison to the SV1000, yeah, it's very similar in the seating position. The weight difference, of course, is quite considerable, even though on paper there's not a hell of a lot between them. I think only about 20 kilos between them, but yeah, the SV feels so much lighter, more nimble. Power to weight ratio is pretty good. It's not going to set the world on fire with the acceleration or top speed, but I'll mark it down as quite nippy. No problem to accelerate and get past vehicles no matter what speed you're doing, and it's quite willing to rev out to red line. I never take it to red line. I usually take it to maybe around 10,000 RPM, but it's quite happy doing that, and it'll do it all day if you want it to. Cornering, it's not too bad, but you've got to watch corners with bumps in them. The front gets a little unsettled due to it being so soft. On this particular model, there's no adjustment whatsoever. How it comes from the factory is how you get it. So yeah, the springs are really weak. Compression dampening and rebound dampening is pretty much non-existent. So if you're looking for something that handles a bit sharper, I mean, you could put a kit in it and sort of, you know, get it to your liking, I guess. But I have a tendency just to hop on them and ride them, and well, I did change the forks on my SV1000, but yeah, just hop on and ride it. I mean, it's probably set up for someone the size of an organ grinder's monkey. So yeah, if you're that size, there you go, it's probably perfect for you. But I'm a lump. I'm about 130 kilos, 260, 300 pound, or some deal like that. Oh, hello family. Anyway, yeah, it probably won't suit everybody, but yeah, the fun factor of this bike is really quite amazing, even though it's a little weak in the suspension department. On the right roads, if you get a nice twisty road with the right road smoothness and not too many bumps for the suspension to get overwhelmed, it's absolutely fantastic. As you can see, you can nip past pretty much anybody. Just overtook an not an SV1000, it was a TL, yeah, TL1000. He's busy now trying to catch me. Not that I'm going any crazy speeds, but I like to get past the cars when the opportunity presents itself. So yeah, the handling is not the greatest, but it is a hell of a lot of fun. Engine performance, it seems to pull pretty well from around 3000 RPM right through to redline. So it's like any smaller bike. If you want it to do something, you click it down a couple of gears and get the thing spinning and turn the tap hard, and away she goes. So it's not lacking there. Apparently, according to the specs, it's very similar in pickup from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour as the SV1000. It feels to me a little slower, but that may be because it hasn't got the gobs of torque that the SV1000 has got. Styling, I guess, I personally like the styling. It looks pretty good. The fairing gives indications of true sportiness, but the insurance is a little cheaper for these bikes, maybe because they're not an out-and-out sports bike. It's the kind of bike you can take onto the twisties, but you could do a tour of the country on it. You could, I guess, you could do pretty much anything on this. It's a really good all-rounder. It goes well enough to keep the blood pumping and throw a bit of excitement in there, and I think tyre choice is a big one. I've just put on some Dunlop qualifiers and it goes great. It sits on the road. It seems to hang on in the corners, though today on this ride, because the tyres are brand new, I won't be doing anything spectacular on it, but I get these tyres properly scrubbed in out to the edge in the next few sunny days, and we'll post some more videos and see how it goes. Tyre inflation pressures, I have mucked around with it a little bit on this bike, and I had a little lower than it is now, and I find 38 in the rear, 36 in the front, gives it plenty of grip on the road. It feels sure-footed, and yeah, I'm happy with those. I'm happy with those pressures. 2 up, the bike I think would suffer a little. So if you've got a girlfriend or somebody that likes to get on the back with you, as long as they're not too weighty, too heavy, it should handle those tasks okay. But of course it's going to lose a little bit of that fun factor. Yeah, so why did I buy this bike when I have an SV1000 and a couple of other bikes as well? Well, I like the idea of the V-twins. I've owned VTRs, SVs, of course I still own the SV1000, and now this little one. I like the way it delivers the power. I like the way you can get on the power, coming out of corners without worrying too much about the back breaking loose. So you can hammer them a little bit more than you can an inline 4 that's in its Yahoo zone. Yeah, it's a great little all-round package. I think it would appeal to novice riders. When I say novice riders, someone that's done a couple of years on a 250 road bike and is looking to move up. It would be a perfect choice, really. I've been riding since I was 7 years old, and I've never been without a bike since I was 15. And it's still given me a buzz. I've had ZX14s and boosters and all the go fast stuff, but for fun factor, you can't really go past a V-twin. So who will it appeal to? It will appeal to the novices, but then on the other side of the coin, even well experienced riders that ride R1s and ZX10s, etc., will get a buzz out of this little bike. I think as an all-round package, it can do pretty much anything, and with a bit of tweaking, I think you could embarrass your friends in the twisties. No problems at all on this little beast. It's light, flickable, it has a huge grin factor. Like I say, it's not going to set the world on fire with the acceleration, and because of that, your tyres are going to last a little bit longer. Your gas tank is going to last a little bit longer, and you're going to have miles of smiles. So yeah, it's got a broad appeal. I think everyone can have a go on this and have some fun. It's not just for noobs or beginners or you know, someone that wants to commute to work, even though it would do that in an admirable fashion. Would I recommend one? Yes, I would. I think it will appeal to pretty much everybody, and I'll definitely buy another. I don't think I'll be selling this one though. Yeah, fantastic bike, fantastic. You can't go wrong with a little beast like this. It's far better than I expected it to be, and it really is quite surprising. I'm going to, in the next few weeks, sort the front forks out and put some stiffer springs in, or get the springs in there already retensioned. Put some slightly heavier fork wheel in it and try it out and see if it loses the tendency to want to sledge in the corners when you're going a bit quicker. When I say sledge, I mean due to lack of grip because the suspension's not up to the job, it tends to run wide, or if you're in a corner with some bumps, it can't handle the bumps, and of course wants to judder out and push wide on you. So I will be definitely looking at that. The rear suspension, fine for my needs. There's no adjustment, no anything on it, but at this stage I'll leave it like it is. I'm quite happy at this point in time to just leave that alone and get the front sorted. Yep, great little bike. Great little bike, and I think anyone that buys it's going to have a blast on it. Get used to it, get the feel of it. You know, it's like any bike. Get yourself fully acquainted with it before you go out and turn into Dick Danger and start attacking the road like a race course. The other thing is that these bikes are a really popular class on the racing circuit, the 650 twins, and from all accounts they go really well. They leave the engines pretty much stock standard, but and mess with everything else, suspenders and exhaust, etc. This one has a Yoshimura R1 exhaust on it, so it's got a nice little rumble to it, nothing overpowering. Great all-round package. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I'm certainly not, and hell, what more could a bloke ask for? Anyway, have fun. I'm home, and oh look, gate magically opened. We'll park this baby in the garage and give it a wash later. Have fun.